contest is scheduled for one fall with a 15-minute time limit. Introducing first from Uttar Pradesh, India, Avi!
Well, we are kicking off the action tonight with two lightning quick athletes, and it's been an incredible recent run for Avi.
I'm looking forward to this one, Johnny. This could be a fascinating encounter between two great young talents.
Well, it's been a difficult time for this competitor who is in desperate need of a victory.
And his opponent, accompanied by Tokyo Jiro from Seoul, South Korea, weighing in at 70 kilograms, J.D. Lee!
Well, we know J.D. Lee wasn't happy last week when the backup that his mentor Shima sent him was Tokyo Jiro. It doesn't look like he's calmed down any in the past 7 days.
Well, the fans of India absolutely fell in love with Tokyo Jiro, and how could you not? But when J.D. Lee called Shima and said, I need backup in WXM, Tokyo Jiro was not exactly the backup that J.D. Lee wanted. But nonetheless, big opportunity here for J.D. Lee. Recently had a tremendous game plan against Kevin Malik, came up short, but nonetheless was very impressive in that matchup. And that's blatant disrespect there to Tokyo Jiro, just throwing the jacket right in his face.
I don't think Tokyo Jiro will like the fact that Lee took his jacket off in the first place.
Well, this is not jacket time for J.D. Lee. It's never jacket time.
Yes, always jacket time though for Tokyo Jiro, and the trousers to match.
Avi recently scored the pinfall in a very exciting six-man tag in that upset with the Burner brothers.
What is Lee doing now? I think Jiro was considering starting to dance. Those hips were just starting to move, and Lee wanted to just nip that in the bud.
Well, it makes you wonder if J.D. Lee is almost looking at himself as a mentor to Tokyo Jiro, much like Shima's been a mentor to him.
Mentor, he's a killjoy is what he is.
Well, there's no
Jiro's
question
just
about
trying
that.
to have fun. Oh, Jiro looking on. Avi and Lee gonna go one-on-one here.
It's going to be an action-packed night, and a bit of a slower start than expected for these two incredible athletes. And now that's a mistake you cannot make. You don't turn your back on J.D. Lee, and now he's pummeling Avi.
Yeah, you never trust J.D. Lee. Tokyo Jiro you could trust. He went for a hug last week, if you remember, against Kevin Malik. He hugged the Indian Eagle, which Lee also didn't like, by the way.
Well, of course not. I mean, look. Oh, no. And that is the vicious side of J.D. Lee. Very educated feet, incredibly elusive, great athlete, high-level taekwondo as part of his arsenal. And now he's just raking the hand along their second rope, and now a picture-perfect enziguri by J.D. Lee. Right into a cover here, hooks the leg, Avi able to stay alive.
I've been very impressed with what we've seen from Avi in recent weeks. As we know, one of the youngest members of the WXM roster. And J.D. Lee needs to be very, very careful here that he doesn't find himself on the losing end of a match once again. I do question as well. It's not for me, I guess, to question the wisdom of an experienced mentor like Shima, but he sent over Tokyo Jiro here is such a different personality, the polar opposite personality to J.D. Lee.
Yes.
What's the logic? What's the lesson he's trying to teach her?
Well, the lesson could be to remind J.D. Lee that he might not need help, for J.D. Lee to stand on his own, for J.D. Lee to have confidence in himself. You send someone like Tokyo Jiro, who not only is a fan favorite, very successful in his own right, but also a distraction. It forces J.D. Lee to really be as focused as possible. But right now, Avi finally picking up a little bit of offense here, trying to capitalize off of that huge win in the six-man tag with the Burner brothers.
But a big boot to the head of J.D. Lee there with Avi. Avi enjoying the support of the fans here in Gurugram. Might try and finish the job here.
Whoa.
Great agility from Lee to land on his feet. Avi comes running in. The boot goes up. on the part of Lee. Lee gets the knee into the temple of Avi.
JD Lee so quick and elusive, but Avi able to counter here into a Falcon Arrow.
Perfectly executed. Jiro's celebrating. I think he's cheering on Avi.
I believe Jiro's is cheering for life in general. He's that kind of personality. Meanwhile,
great counter
quick
from
roll
Lee.
up here. JD Lee's got him, and no Avi able to kick out. So skilled is JD Lee. Look at the athleticism, the balance. And down goes Avi once again.
Lee, though, looks like he's getting ready, measuring Avi. Meanwhile, though, Tokyo Jiro's got in the crowd. He's dancing again.
Wait, the East Asian Samurai was about to put the finishing touches here on Avi, and Tokyo Jiro is having the best time ever.
But Jiro's trying to play cheerleader here for Lee, but Lee taking exception to it.
Avi able to counter here. Oh, inventive cover. Shoulders are down. He's got him.
Here is your winner, Avi!
The momentum continues to build for Avi, whereas the frustration continues to mount for JD Lee.
And you know who Lee is going to play for that defeat? It was when Jiro started dancing in amongst the fans that he completely took JD Lee off this game.
Well, it goes back to the possible lesson being taught